Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another Summer Cup 2022 cast. This time is going to be the playoffs of the round of 24. Joining me today is Yash. Yet again, I think this is like the third time we cast Summer Cup this season already.
I believe you are one of the only hosts that we have, so it is somewhat amusing that you keep bumping into me and thinking that's an actual occasion. Anyway, we do have a group showdown today, as Group D goes up against Group H in our first round of playoffs, starting with Pofke versus Scout and following up with Nanthlos versus Crash. Gonna be a bunch of fun games. Can you remind me of the format again? Because I will be honest, playing in Megalodon Motel quickly taught me not to remember the playoff variant. So,
So I'll put it up on the screen for the. So we have another round of pick venues that OP kindly selects for everyone to play in, and in the playoffs. It's gonna be first to seven, so we won't play out all of the games for tiebreakers since we won't need them. And
wait, but what if we tie 6-6? Because
okay,
it is the playoffs and one person has to win.
okay, so if there's a 6-6, so there's six venues currently. I'll go over first of them. It's Library 5 of 8, Tayan 4 of 8, and we're gonna play them in that order. And if we need, we're gonna play all of them. It's gonna
Mhm.
be Terrace, any 3 of 7, and I think I cooked it up, but it doesn't matter. It's then Gallery 4 of 8, then Courtyard, any 3 of 7. This is Snipercade variant, so not a
Oof.
traditional 4 of 7, but the 3 of 7 Courtyard. And finally, Modern, any 4 of 8. So, in case of a tie, it's gonna be. Each player, we're gonna pick one venue from that pool. We're gonna play two games, one spy and one sniper game each, until
Mhm.
someone reaches 9. And if someone doesn't reach 9, if there's still a tie of 8 afterwards, then we have infinite balcony 2. And the first one to go up by 2 wins. That's the overtime format.
Sounds pretty good. So, Pofke is second out of Group H, losing out to Minioric. Scout is third out of Group D, uh, getting edged out by Nanthlos and Wobble. We do have, I think on paper, Pofke should be the favorite, but I'm actually quite interested to see what happens in the set. Maybe it will not be as one-sided, but I believe it
I
is.
would say that Pofke definitely is, I think, favored on the bigger venues. I want to say Modern Library and Gallery, but on the especially more and more occlusion venues like Tayan, Terrace, and Courtyard, I could see Scout being in an advantageous position there. Not maybe a huge advantageous position, but a little bit. But I would agree, Pofke seems to be the major favorite here. And I think with that introduction, we can start the game. Are you ready, Rush?
Yes, indeed. Library is the first one, right?
It is. In Dizzy Date Library, Pofke is going to be starring as Spy, Oz Tex. We shall see how it's going to happen. And if you're ready, I'm going to count us down.
Sure.
In 3, 2, 1, play now.
Library, of course, a pretty big venue. There's a lot of things to do, but it's not necessarily just about that. I feel like this is the one venue uniquely positioned to be the venue where the spy tries to play around the laser. Well, while other venues do allow for some degree of trying to understand what the sniper is looking at and trying to play around that, library is pretty unique in that you literally cannot see a part of the venue, and a pretty big part of the venue at that.
You
And
basically
the
can
spy
only
knows.
notice 1/3 of the entire map at any point. Now you can move between those 1/3 very very quickly because you are stationary. You just like move your mouse around. But yeah, that is an interesting format, interesting yes, I want to say feature of this map. And it is 5 to 8, so I want to say a little bit of a sniper feigner venue.
I believe there was a little bit of a missed bad action earlier on from us, but no harm, no foul. I don't think we were noticed, and I'm doubtful that we will be noticed time in as well. A green test means that the spy gets 45 seconds in the clock, sniper gets a slightly slower clock, and we move on with our video game. We are gonna move
Same,
quickly
we're
towards the
saying
back.
move on, but so far we just haven't done anything apart from that time ads. We've been very, very slow initially. We haven't chased our seduction target. We haven't attempted our fingerprint or statue. We were
And
at the
the
bookcase,
investor
but didn't
has
even.
chosen to hug us, but with great ambassador comes great laser because Scout is on point, trying to look for a potential bug. And Pofke, being the smart spy that he is, will just choose not to do that obvious mission. A
But
green
finally,
test,
some progress, I wanted to say.
46% on the flirt. I mean, we have like 3 minutes or something. 3:19. There's enough time to do
It's
missions.
5 missions, though.
Right.
It's 5 missions, and I'm not saying that Pofke cannot do a late game rush. He's certainly capable of it, but
The
it's
hard done is
very,
instant.
it's quite tough. Oh, I wonder if we're gonna do this sort of bug, but now I think we're going for this briefcase here. Indeed, we are. Scout not really paying attention to us that much. We do pick it up.
There's gonna be a fingerprint. And we are gonna just put it down. We don't want to be seen moving with the briefcase, which I think is smart. I think moving targets with the briefcase are always more noticeable than people who are just standing there with it, because movement is the thing that attracts your eye naturally as a human.
We managed to get a white flirt in the meantime, 75%, and I think correctly we don't timer flirt this one since we're are kind of light on progress. We green BB and instantly go away. We miss the pad. We get stuck rather by pearls here, or hell and mirror, or however you want to call it. And
If it helps you, we were not on the screen at the time, and I don't think our little mishaps are necessarily noticed, so it's not an issue as long as the sniper does not see it as an issue, right?
indeed, we're picking up a pace a little bit. We've done those 2 flirts and a contact very, very quickly, so we
Up
are going
for
to send to
statue, gonna get highlighted as the center inspector. We do have. That's gonna be our mission number 3, which means that we will need 2 more missions. And the print of that statue means that that's our 4th. We can actually try to swap to end the game. There's a minute
That was a
30 on
difficult
the clock.
print. That was a difficult print that we hit. That was crucial.
And usually the spy timing that people are trying to aim for is around a minute or so. So there is definitely some degree of
Seems we're
value
going for the swap
in.
here.
We are going for the statue set that we were at previously,
We are.
and the laser is looking, but the laser is not seen. 3 seconds are on the clock, 2 seconds, 1 second, and no, I don't think Scout
Oh.
has found the statue.
Scout was looking for it, but unfortunately, our big burly body and unfortunately, Ambassador's head was just completely blocking the sniper view. Was just unable to see it, and thus Pofke gets away with the spy win. Very, very,
for a big investor.
very, very interesting to see. To actually notice that hey, there's quite a lot of cover here. There's quite a lot of cover here, especially, and my God, 1 second. Yep, here we go. There's quite a lot of cover here by the ambassador. But I mean, it's for statue, but provided by the ambassador. So it's gonna be, and especially since we're text, it's very hard to see that statue until it's too late. And Pofke correctly finds the mission win and goes up 1-0 in a very impressive win.
We move onward with Scout picking Terrace as our spy for game number 2.
We can move on. And we shall start it in 3, 2, 1, play net.
bit of AI control never hurt anybody, but Scout seemingly taking it immediately as soon as she can. Picking up very early flirt, 34% on that clock, bailing from conversation. Cheesing never hurt anyone, especially considering that there are a lot of places for the sniper to look at on library immediately after the game starts.
Indeed, I'm a little bit on a question mark on Pofke Sniper. I'm not saying that they're obviously bad or anything. They're still solid, but comparatively where Pofke's peak was and how he used to win games before, it used to be behind the back of his sniper, but the sniper in the group stage wasn't as rock solid as maybe one would hope if you're a Pofke fan.
Oh well. 66% on the flirt. We are talking in this conversation on the right. Have to point out that our ambassador is actually text, not gonna be Teft's choice of many people. So a little bit of
Yeah, that provides you a better opportunity for reverse drive-by bugs since Tex is way slower, so he doesn't move out of the range where the bug would take. So that is a valid choice, but the Tex being way slower means that there's gonna be less prints on the map. So that's a little bit of a give and take. What do you want? What you value?
prints. We did have one on the briefcase earlier, and we will finish our seduce, but with 3 minutes on the clock, that's our only progress. Gonna end up a little bit onto it with a banana bread to our name. So 2 missions and a half, 2 minutes 45 seconds to play. Pretty nice pacing so far. However, the missions left are pretty scary.
We got away with the easier missions. Oh, green microfilm, and doesn't appear to be on the sniper's radar. So,
That said, it's the first action test that's easy. The second one is gonna be much harder now that we seemingly commit to that mission as our 4th.
Did probably transfer fingerprint into inspect finish? We could get a bug that would alleviate a lot of trouble as well, but against very high caliber spies, it's quite difficult to get a bug on demand. As we're going to the second bookcase. Let's see if Pofke notices the second test. It is a green. It is on screen. It is on screen. But since the camera was moving quite a lot, maybe we didn't fully register it.
The hand movement is rather drastic, so I would be surprised if we didn't really, but might as well just hold on shooting and allow the spy to show us a little bit more progress, show us that they really are actually a spy and not just an AI doing some weird animation glitch.
AI is doing animation glitch. That would never happen, because we're gonna pick up a highlight as we're going to center
and
inspect.
And a fingerprintable statue.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be our first.
We need some green test to not 3-cycle this. It is too wide, so I don't think we can go for
inspect.
Oh, we'll go for a swap.
And we're going for a green swap to finish the game. That's gonna be our 6th mission and 3rd cycle. But only the 2nd shot of the game. Actually, the 1st shot of the game, as the 2nd point goes over to Pofke.
Indeed, fortunately, if we would hit that print, I think we just needed like 3 greens to not 3-cycle there. If we want to pick up a center finger elbow Stella statue, and unfortunately we had 2 white tests in the mix. And
I think in the time scramble we have unfortunately hit Q a little bit too many times or scroll wheeled ourselves back to a swap. So the fingerprint did not take and it was a swap instead. Which does mean that this loss will be a loss with a little bit of flair, so respectable, but on the other hand, does not give you any extra points. In fact, it docks you points for getting shot.
In any case, Pofke going up 2-0 from Library. I was not gonna lie, I think that Library is a little bit of a Pofke favorite venue, but any case, but Scout obviously have plenty of time to catch up as we're moving on to Tayan. Going up as one of the twins again. I think the last time we did a cast, Josh, together, half of the games, spy games, were twins. Either or.
It's always twin. That's how you know it's random. If it gives you twins, then you've chosen the spy by random selection. Either way, let's see which twin it is in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, you're gonna keep spreading that conspiracy theory?
Oh, it is gonna be a blink twin, so if it helps you rest, then you know how that coin flip ended up being. We do check the watch after our immediate flirt for 35%, so a little bit of a white test, but nothing that we can't overcome with a lot of progress.
We just check our watch to see, to look if it's still there and how good it looks, and no time was indeed added. 34, as you said, one floor down. Tayan, I was worried a little bit how slow Pofke was on the library side, but on Tayan you can definitely get away a little bit of being slower as we get the bug off while standing bug. Nice, very nicely done.
It is Tayan, so who cares about bugs? It's honestly just 3 out of 7 was bug pre-checked, as we all know. But missions are missions, progress is progress. 34% on the flirt gonna be remedied by this little talk. 85% was a green. So one more talk will finish our seduce, but afterwards we will just need to probably pick up inspects and a banana bread. Let's see. That will be the option chosen by our spy.
Yeah, that's the thing. What's gonna be the 4th mission? Since yeah, fingerprints might be a good option. A green purloin in the back is also a possibility. I'm wondering what Pofke is thinking currently. Like, what's my 4th mission? Center statues sometimes feels the safest, but it could give quite a bit. It could feel bad doing center space. Maybe, especially on Spy O'Clock, when you think that Spy could be like the finish.
Banana bread.
Very good banana bread.
Our 3rd, so 1 lowlight in total. Both conversations seemingly have a real, so 3 nice banana bread indeed. We are being offered a... Oh, sorry, not
Now
that
that was
just
that
the
was.
person next to us.
Now we're being offered.
Unfortunately, from the
We are. It's the white test purloin.
a bit
Just now
blind.
see it.
It's the end. There's a lot
Doesn't
of
look
cover.
at it. Just doesn't look
The
at it.
people,
It doesn't
the
look at it.
shoji, everything is in the way of us
And
seeing that the list
Pofke
is actually
continues
done.
the roll. 3-0.
Unfortunate.
It's the white purloin, and I don't think scouts was even looking for it. From their sniper camera, just don't see it. And that'll cost. If we were looking at it, maybe, because it like I want to see like if we were looking at it for like 7 seconds, you can clearly see that the list was going if you zoom in, and if you know that it was before as they took and the list was still there, you can pretty comfortably shoot Blink there. Especially since that would be 3rd mission, and if you have bug basically credited, you can just shoot him. And but Scout unfortunately just does not find it, and that'll cost them another match. So 3-0 to Pofke already.
Fair, it's a pretty arbitrary time to try and guard for a purloin. So if you weren't doing it throughout the games, there's not a lot of reason to start doing it now. Either way, let us move to our 4th game, where Scout will pick up Disney to try and remedy the damage and try and get some points to her own name. Shall we see how this goes on?
In 3, 2, 1, play. Instant 3rd statues. That's where the eye takes us.
Gonna love it. The eye control into center statues. Big fan. Or even side statues. It's still hella suspicious. Gonna put it back down because 2 cycles have passed. Unfortunately, not enough time for us to get all 3 inspects. But at the very least we can get a green seduce for 42%.
Indeed. Oh wait, we didn't even get 3 inspects. We just got 2. I don't think we hit.
No, but three inspects are less important than 3 cycles, and you definitely do not want to see the second one.
Agreed. And going back again to statues won't raise too much suspicion since we're already at center statues, and thus in the sniper's eyes we already completed a mission. So I don't think we're gonna get any more heat than we already have. Going to statues again and finishing the mission there.
Sounds fair.
Going to the SD again. It's a white test for 76%.
Well, so far, quite a bit of progress, but also highlight to our game. Where our Disneys or bugs are not gonna be the best, but Tayan as a venue seems to facilitate our issues pretty semi-easily, at least. This is a banana bread. It's gonna be a white test. A few lowlights here, 3 to be particular, and one of the double agents is unfortunately not in the position, so...
It's a fake for us, but only a real, I think, for a couple of people. I think in general, and half of the only ones that have real. In the sniper's eyes, that is. Now DDA joins us.
More important that it knocks some suspicious off of us. Now, the second banana bread is where things are gonna get interesting, because we pick some suspicion back up, there's an extra low light, and we go to finish up our inspect. So that's 3 out of 4, but what will be the 4th as 1 second?
Yeah, I was wondering if we're gonna do a swap there, but no, it seems we're requesting the drink.
Which only means one thing, and that Perline will actually be a white test, so...
You mean a green test?
Apologies, a green test indeed. With a little bit of luck, our game might actually be pretty solid.
Well, Rocker takes an immediate shot. I don't think you even look at the fade. That was just an immediate.
I don't think we even looked at the tray to see if the list is gone. But
yeah, did they have a print on it? I'm wondering. I'm gonna quickly look back. Did the there was a no? The bastard doesn't have it. I'm wondering what could have happened.
That has to be a second drink set.
Wondering, huh?
Sorry, second print set.
No, the bastard didn't have a print on that. Huh. Yeah, Pofke doesn't even wait. Just sees Rocker take the drink and immediately shoots her. You cannot see the fade behind her head. Just shoots her immediately. Interesting. I wonder what could have provoked the shot. But in any case, the scouts getting their first points. So very much needed. They don't want to Pofke let run off 4-0 right at the start. I'm gonna move on to Terrace.
3-1, and we're finally moving to some venues where you can actually play as a spy. And yeah, let's see how Pofke will do on Terrace, playing as Duke. Shall you count us down?
I mean, do the honors.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Now, of course, OP being OP and Silverthorn being Silverthorn, they have chosen the worst, in my personal opinion, setup for Terrace. So only 3 minutes on the clock instead of 3:30, I believe. And however, there are a few more guests, so a little bit more occlusion, maybe some more potential frame targets. We'll see how Pofke will dance around it.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect it at Terrace, but getting Fleur done is actually quite difficult. Quite difficult to do it discreetly, because it's we delegate immediately onto Hair. Okay.
Quite immediately, but we do it pretty quickly, and unlike any suspicious delegating spy, we don't stop talking, we don't gulp our drink afterwards, so we will just delegate honestly, and Scout seems to have tracked it down. We are being...
It's basically, it's a 50-50 at this point.
Well, There are a few other ways to influence that percentage count. First of all, we do see that red dress is actually the one highlight.
And she was the one talking right now next to Seek, and if she has another talk next to him and Banana Bread, that could mean just like you have to shoot her. She could
presumably because she did take the list, is what I was
yeah,
trying
she
to
was the list taker.
get through. But yes, indeed, you are correct. I don't think Scout necessarily tracks flirts, but a banana bread in one way or the other will influence our sniper play quite severely. However, this double agent does not necessarily seem to cooperate with us. Just go into a statue set, red dress goes into the conversation and talks immediately, just what we want.
Yeah,
As a
Scout
spy,
does not like red dress one bit.
I think for the last minute or so, we have just stood at the same point and not really done much.
Oh, the DA joins.
And joins right next
Banana
to
bread.
the red dress. There's a banana bread that's green for both of us, but
there's
the
only
target
bullet
has
for
been
one of
selected.
them. Yeah, there's only bullet for one of us, and unfortunately, that's gonna for Scout. That's gonna be not the spy. A fairly understandable shot. Red dress was acting very much like very spy-like. Start of the game, she immediately gives a highlight to a red dress. I wonder if that's just statues. Oh, she was coming to us to talk immediately. That's why. From statues to talking immediately, then she takes the purloin. And I think she talks to us next one more time. Yeah, maybe we could have. Yeah, maybe we could have finished flirt there, and banana bread just conceals it, and Scout has to shoot that. It's a bit unfortunate for Scout, but a very nice frame from Pofke. Yes, Pofke will go up 4-1.
Instant talks into instant talks. Either way, we shall play a steel dress yet again, this time on Terrace. So let's see how the fortunes will turn around for Scout, if they will, in 3, 2, 1, playing. And well, it was an intentional choice, and you know that because Twin was not the spy. A few people went to the bar, including us, where we actually will get to pick up a highlight and a flirt. It's interesting to say that Pofke does not highlight both twins, attempting to avoid confusion throughout, but does.
Even after so many hours, you can still get twins mixed up. Very safe and sorry.
A pretty big red flag for a few players to highlight both of the twins at the same time, which I think is a theory that I would cautiously agree with.
And we'll go for
we
a
are
bug.
trying to bug, but the hand is visible and the shot comes off. Unfortunate. I like the attempt. Don't get me wrong. You definitely are supposed to try and do something to get around the fact that you are playing against a better player, and I think trying stuff like this is not necessarily too bad of an idea. Unfortunately, when you get caught, you do get caught and you lose points off of it.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately, yeah, the hand clearly it visible from Pofke's perspective had a very good angle, and just an unfortunate situation. And Scout's down 5-1. Needs points desperately to stay alive. We're moving on to gallery. Yes, we are moving on to gallery.
Sounds about right. We shall play as Salmon, as Pofke is looking for, I believe, a tiebreaker already, because we are at 5-1.
Yeah.
If memory serves me right, so few more points are enough to secure a win. We can potentially do it on this very venue, so let's not prolong it any further, and let's begin the game in 3, 2, 1, play.
Pofke also doesn't want to prolong it, an immediate quick flirt and a stop talk.
I think the spies have been pretty good, pretty aggressive with their early flirts, and I want to say that I actually like it. Not a lot of people will track it against you because there's just so many things in time of chaos that you have to put your attention to. But
And especially on gallery, you really want to get flirt progress nice and early, since again, flirt is one of the hardest missions to complete discreetly on gallery. I mean, apart from hardtails, but it's very hard. As we do go for a quick banana bread, gonna knock out 4 or 5 people. It's pretty good considering it's gallery.
well, that's our first mission, and we also get the fingerprint off of that book. The ambassador is long gone and in the front of the venue, which knocks some suspicious off of the book in question, I believe. So I don't think we are necessarily too frantic with it. And while at it, why not just pick up a random flirt with our seduction target, a green test, 80% on that. And our progress is seeming pretty solid.
Very fast from Pofke. You already have, I want to say, you only have 1 mission done, but you have so many of your progress and solid progress on 2 other missions, and we all have 220 to go still, so definitely good. And we're gonna finish up this flirt here, though we may need a green test from this distance. Indeed, we did. You hate to see that.
No, we did not. 97%. Unfortunately, we were standing a little bit too far. Oh well. I think that with our pace, with the amount of movements that we have been doing, we will be able to get next to our seduction target in no time to get that mission done and over with.
Disney beat us to the punch. Yep.
It is stolen, so the fingerprint will have to come out from somewhere else, but on the other hand, it does allow us to go back to that same conversation and finish the flirt.
Here it is, yes. 97% flirt, no more. We find the seduce, but that seduce being done only now, this timing is starting to get a little bit worrisome. But of course, we can try to get a quick print and probably a purloin if we don't do it quickly. But
I mean, I have to say, we don't have any suspicion on us whatsoever, I believe, so far. So.
Or is this the bug angle? It is.
And there is a bug angle. And we are standing here.
And we are shot.
And we are shot. So we will see Courtyard at least for a single game.
I want to take a look back to that from the sniper's perspective, because I only saw that from the spies. So from the spy side, it looks quite a good bug, but yeah. Oh, you can see the snapback. Yep. Okay, you can see the snapback a little bit there on the when we move back. Right here, we can see the hand snapping back a little bit, and that's enough for Scout to shoot Salmon there, and she's gonna pick up a very needed point to start making the comeback that Scout desperately needs.
Indeed. Oh well, now Scout will just need to keep going. Because, well, you've gotten a point, but the victory is still, 5 points away? So, gonna get sweeping, and what better way to start sweeping than by picking the ambassador himself? Taft is gonna be our spy, and our game shall begin in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, Taft could be good at gallery because he blocks swaps very, very nicely on the back facing statues. So I'm showing you these ones especially where the back is the sniper. Taft blocks them very, very well. And we do pick up a nice 51% floor at
and we do pick up a nice microfilm, which Pofke did zoom out just as we were doing it, so there is some chance that the animation was not seen. However, the first action test is the easy one, the second one will be much harder.
It's always that second action test. It's always the sticking point, really. Especially on the blue bookcase, since the
banana bread.
Oh, we do have another BB. Mine's a little bit. And how many lowlights do we have? 1. We have already 6 non-cast lowlights, so relatively good.
Is an amount.
I would say relatively good for gallery, since There's just not a lot of conversations. Two to be exact. And it's just no. Oh, a little bit of an awkward path, but let's hope for Scout's sake. Let's hope for Scout's case it's not gonna be fatal.
We've taken out the book. A green action test microfilm over here. There's a lot of movement on the venue, so it's not really notable or noticeable. And I think we have gotten away with that mission for now. However, there's still 2 more to go. 51% on the flirt is nice, but we will need at least 1 more.
And what's the fourth mission gonna be? Oh, we do a double flirt and we immediately get shot.
It appears that we did actually see the microfilm and we're just waiting on the first little activity. Not even the spy activity, because talking is fairly normal, but we are very sure that microfilm, but are just waiting
you could just see the head movement there when we were doing it.
For something to happen, and that something in this particular case is gonna be a talk. Probably a pretty quick talk as well, all things considered. Either way, Pofke moves on to a tie at the least. 6-2 is our scoreline for now.
Indeed it is. Moving on to Courtyard. Oh, wrong thing. Here we go. We're picking Disney again. So let's see if Disney can bring Pofke a round of 24 win, and moving on to the round of 16 where he will face, I completely forget, honestly.
Nebula, I believe.
Oh, Pofke versus Nebula. That would be okay. If Pofke wins, that's gonna face Nebula. Okay, interesting. But Scout's still desperately trying to hold on, and we'll see if she gets out actually about to come back for a tie in 3, 2, 1, play now.
Of course, 3 out of 7 Courtyard is a lot different from the 4 out of 7 version. Because remember about that whole, we have completed 3 things, and what's the 4th conversation about Courtyard that I think every caster says at least once every single game. That's a bug.
That's a very sneaky bug.
And the end of red.
What if you don't need to do the 4th mission?
I mean, we don't need to.
If every single statue visit can be the finish here? The banana bread is sounded off, and Scout is tentatively trying to go for a real banana bread highlights, which is a strategy that I think I like. Especially if the spy will not go for a second one or a third one.
I think we have more than enough time to comfort this one. Oh, Seek is going to statues and makes our life for flirting not easier, but we can't just chase him afterwards. And, we should still have plenty of time, or he can come to us. Well, yeah, comes to us. This flirt isn't gonna be as good, but 67% is still good. One close flirt will do it.
I think that Seek is the primary suspect now. He does have a highlight. He probably did have it since the banana bread, and if he didn't, chances are that there will be some confusion once Scout sees him talk. So some amount of me wants to think that Scout will just shoot Seek here.
I don't think that Pofke was gonna get shot here unless the flirt is not gonna happen and we're gonna try to rush statues at the last second, which could provoke a shot, but I just think that with that very clean bug, oh, it's a little bit awkward conversation.
That is a very aggressive move here, but Greengrass is going for a second print, I believe, and that will be our set.
Indeed, I want to take a look a little bit, see, that might have been the Irish's second print. Let's take a look back. Let's see. Let's oh, 1 second. There we go. So where's Irish? So yeah, Irish talks, then goes to statues. Yeah, Irish does statues. Gets a print on one of the briefcases. I don't think she was in for the BB though. That's the thing. And that's not a print for... Yeah, okay, so she just grabbed a second briefcase and I think, yeah, that's why we shot. Okay. Good to know. So yeah, that was just 2 fingerprints, and considering the time, an AI is not likely to do that, so fairly reasonable shot. But in any case, that's Pofke with solid 7-2 win and going strong to round 16 versus Nebula. So
That's gonna be a matchup for sure. By the
indeed.
way,